On WSOC tonight, a new warning late today about the coronavirus in the Carolinas. It's so serious, the county is warning some of the tests out there can give false results. With so many people just trying to keep a roof overhead right now, what if your landlord ups your rent?
I just can't do it. So kind of put me in a little bit of a crisis.
You do have rights, and we're breaking them down. First responders have always put their lives on the line for us, now so even more. A glimpse into what it's like to be a police officer in this time of COVID-19. And some of the moments of reflection on this Good Friday.
Thank you!
So powerful, they'll stay with you all through the weekend. And tonight here on WSOC, we're doing something new. It's a different approach to keeping you in the know about what's happening right now. But we're taking stories that impact you and your family, and we are going more in depth. We want to help you better understand the information that is changing really by the minute. So let's get started tonight. First thing right off the top, of Mecklenburg County's 913 confirmed cases, 2 of them we know are babies, both under a year old. We don't know how those children are doing, but we do know that children tend to get much milder cases of coronavirus than adults do. Tonight, there's now a confirmed outbreak at the Veterans Home in Salisbury. Today, we learned a second veteran died and 5 others tested positive. That home is on code red alert, meaning no visitors and no new residents. And in the middle of this crisis, more medical professionals are losing their jobs. Holston Medical Group is closing locations in the Lake Norman area, letting 21 doctors go. A former employee shared this email from Holston Medical. It explains those closings and blames resignations and the circumstances all surrounding COVID-19. Now let's dig into that story that developed just a few hours ago and could impact you or maybe somebody you know, a neighbor. Some rapid tests for COVID-19 that were used in Mecklenburg County could have given the wrong result. Of course, that is very concerning news to hear. It's one that the county has actually issued a warning about tonight. Our Joe Bruno has spent all night finding out everything he could about this, and he's live with the details. Joe?
Well, Scott, this clinic off of Tuckasegee Road has been offering non-FDA approved COVID-19 tests for days. The chief medical officer for this clinic isn't making any apologies for it. But tonight, in the past few hours, Mecklenburg County has issued a warning that these tests may be doing more harm than good. Off Tuckasegee Road to the right of a Wendy's, you'll find StarMed Family and Urgent Care. There's a tent outside for COVID-19 screening with results promised in 5 minutes. But the tests this clinic is administering are not FDA approved. StarMed even says so on their website. Mecklenburg County didn't call out the clinic directly, but we know the type of tests StarMed is offering are the same ones the county said are potentially flawed.
There are some tests, that have gone through a lot more scrutiny that are FDA approved, that have been validated, whereas others that are not FDA approved or just haven't had that scrutiny and may provide that false sense of security.
County Medical Director Dr. Meg Sullivan says there are a couple issues with these rapid non-FDA approved tests. First of all, the test may not be very sensitive, meaning it might not be able to pick up COVID-19 early on, resulting in a false negative. Whatever the results say, the North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services isn't even accepting them since the test isn't FDA approved.
For a non-FDA approved test, that's not a reportable infection. And I don't want people to think that they are now safe from getting COVID again.
So given all of this, why is StarMed offering these tests? Hi, doctor. This is Joe Bruno from Channel 9. How are you? I got the clinic's chief medical director, Dr. Aaron Puramzadeh, in on the phone tonight and asked. This test you're offering now, it's not FDA approved. It's not even accepted by the Department of Health and Human Services. Why should people trust it?
Because it does work.
But how do you know?
Because they've done the studies on it in other countries.
He sent me that study he's referencing. It's from China and involved less than 100 samples. He stands by the test and said he would take one himself. Why even risk it? Why not just get an FDA test? Why should people take a chance on this test that hasn't gone through the scrutiny?
That's actually a good question, and it's a very simple answer. There aren't enough of the swab tests out there.
But now he says FDA-approved tests are coming. They'll be here by next week, and it was always part of the plan to switch to them. Dr. Sullivan says if the test comes up positive, one potential issue is this test isn't specific to COVID-19. It could pick up other strains of coronavirus. It's a finger prick test that this clinic is offering. That's different from the FDA-approved nasal swab, which is that giant Q-tip that's stuck in the back of your nose, Scott.
And we've seen so many people getting those. And of course, whether you have it or don't, what the results are affects your behavior moving forward. So important those are accurate, Joe. And I know you got a lot of information from that clinic, including the discharge instructions they give to patients after they get the test. Tell us more about that.
Yeah, after our phone call, the doctor sent me over several different documents, and I want you to take a look at this one. It has some interesting language for what they tell patients if they get a negative test. It says the test can be negative, especially early on, even if you are infected. Then in all caps, it says testing negative does not mean you are allowed to go out and ignore current curfews or stay at home orders. One of the fears the county has is that somebody will get a negative test and they just won't take it seriously. They'll have a false sense of security, Scott.
And right now, it's still needing to just kind of adhere to those social distancing guidelines. All right, our Joe Bruno live tonight. Thanks so much, Joe. A lot of good information there. Now, we told you last night that 25% of renters in Charlotte could not make their rent payment on April the 1st. Housing is a major concern right now for so many families. So what happens if your landlord actually wants to raise your rent? Well, that actually happened to a local teacher. Our Jason Stujenki has her story.
I'm a single mom. I have 3 grown sons.
Courtney
2
Frazier
sons
is
have
also an
graduated.
artist. When you're doing art for yourself, what do you most enjoy?
Watercolor. I also do large-scale installations. So I actually have work down in Charlotte at the Metropolitan Center.
She teaches art mainly here at Mount Morn School, and she's had an impact. She's the school's Teacher of the Year and will compete at the district level.
Your peers elect you, so that's really special to me.
She rents this house, a quaint old house in Mooresville.
It actually reminds me of my grandfather's home. It was built, I think, in the same exact year. It was built in 1935. So I just love the place. It's adorable.
What made you pick this spot, this house?
I wanted to move to this side of Mooresville because I was really involved with downtown activities. It was closer to my school, so this was the perfect place for me.
Welcome to Pine. I love this little house.
She shot this virtual tour for me. She told me she pays $8.75 each month, that her lease is up, and that her landlord wants to raise it an extra $2.75.
I just can't do it, so kind of put me in a little bit of a crisis.
She says she asked him to reconsider, but that he refused.
I was even expecting an increase. I expected 5-10% increase. I kind of figured he'd raise it $100, but a 30% increase, especially now, I was kind of blown away by it.
This has become such a problem for so many right now across the country. Some cities either banned landlords from raising rent or put caps on the increases. If your lease is up, it's perfectly legal for your landlord to try to raise your rent. The pandemic doesn't change that. So like usual, you can agree and sign a new lease, or you can say no, but you may have to move. The big difference here is if you say no, the landlord can't kick you out because he or she would have to come to court, and the courts aren't having eviction hearings right now. The courts put those hearings on hold until June 1st. So you can stay where you are, but keep paying your rent the current amount. Obviously, it could make the relationship uncomfortable, something Courtney Frazier didn't want to deal with.
I found another place, I'm packing, and that's kind of the situation. I have a friend who had a property that just so happened to be open, so I'm fortunate. And I know not everybody is as fortunate as I am.
How does it compare to this place?
A little smaller, but that's okay.
Very sad to leave this place. But, you know, I will land safely. I'm lucky. I have a place to land, and so all will be well. Thanks for coming in.
Now here's the flip side to that story. Jason mentioned evictions are on hold. Some landlords worry they will never get paid any back rent that they're owed. A landlord in Connecticut told the Associated Press today he has 24 units. He's only gotten 4 rental checks for the month of April. So as you can see, everybody has their own worries in all of this. Our entire world has been changed by a virus. We shared this with you earlier today, but want to share it again. Our Mark Becker reflecting on the ups and downs and the inspiring and memorable moments that are bringing all of us together.
Last night, we learned that we have had 2 individuals who were tested at facilities in Mecklenburg County are presumptive positive for COVID-19.
It is stressful, and we all have a lot of fears and concerns, of course, because no one has really truly dealt with a pandemic like this.
What will we remember when the fear is gone?
We now have community spread in Mecklenburg County, and that changes our thinking in terms of what we're looking at with restriction.
Will we remember the invisible danger that drove us apart? Or the inspiring spirit that brought us together?
I can't do the bump. I got to get the hug.
Will we remember the silent pain of those who suffered?
It's not fun at night. I feel a lot more at night, aches and pains.
There's no comparison at all. This is worse. I think it's worse than the flu.
Or the quiet courage of those who cared for them?
At work, we have a little bit of a heightened sense of awareness of what's going on as far as, anytime I get a call, it kind of, both my partner and I look at each other going, okay, what are we walking into?
Will we remember all that we lost?
It would be easier if the daycares were open.
Bills are still coming in. No money's coming in, but bills are coming in.
Or the strength we found in caring for each other?
I'm glad to hear that things are going well, and you take care of yourself, and I'll be following up with you, okay? Gotta make something out of that.
You have communities that normally don't even speak, that are working together and loving on one another and doing it with ease.
We will remember it all.
Thank you.
Because the hurting and the healing of this time are now woven forever into the fabric of our lives and will bring new strength and new hope when the fear is gone.
I am hopeful, prayerful, and optimistic that our community will respond in ways that will make us better.
Now, watching that report makes you realize Charlotte is not only a beautiful city, but full of beautiful people as well. Well, right now, churches, of course, are empty, but tonight we go inside one for a taste of their Good Friday service. It's never easy being an officer or first responder, but especially now.
There is a concern on my behalf of me being a father, having significant others, what I might take home.
Coming up, an officer shares with us what's helping him make it through.
JTP. What the hell? You're supposed to automatically repeat JTP. Has the entire school turned on me?
We need to talk.
Oh God, you're breaking up with me.
And I think that people see her energy and enthusiasm and dedication, but off the air, she has that same passion for giving back to this area where she grew up.
Join Brittany weekdays from 4:30 to 7 a.m.
My name is Jason, and I was hurt in a car wreck. The first impression I got when I was at Michael A. DeMayo's office, we're going to make something happen for you. It was the best feeling. I felt like finally somebody is on my side. The offices of Michael A. DeMayo came through.
I thought I had my moderate to severe ulcerative colitis under control. Turns out, it was controlling me. Seemed like my symptoms were taking over our time together.
Shop me last, just shop me. I'll beat anyone's price on a new Ford. Come see me today or go to crossroadsfordindiantrail.com.
Footprints on the floor and strangers in your home leaving their mark. It doesn't have to be this way. The guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate allows you to skip the stress so you can sell your home hassle-free. You can bypass the market, receive an all-cash.
Tonight, a glimpse into what it's like to be a police officer in this time of COVID-19. Police work is hard in normal times, and as we all see every day, this is anything but normal. Here's our Glenn Counts.
Lieutenant Larry Hubbard has been a Concord police officer for 22 years, and he never leaves home without his faith.
I know I have someone I can talk to who's always here, who never lets me down.
These are challenging times for officers and first responders. Of course, there are the usual police issues, and now there is a virus. Silent, invisible, and just as dangerous as anything on the streets.
There is a concern on my behalf of me being a father, having significant others, what I might take home.
During this Easter holiday, it's reassuring to know first responders are not standing alone. Most agencies have chaplains. For Concord Police, it's Lonnie Claus.
So there are some added stress and concerns definitely for our first responders, and they have a difficult enough job as it is, let alone dealing with this pandemic.
Social distancing means there isn't as much face-to-face time right now, but Claus does email a daily devotional to the officers.
And on the spiritual side, we just meet our first responders where they're at, and then we help them in any way that we can.
He says one of the biggest concerns for officers is taking the virus home. Protocols require officers to wear protective gear and keep their distance when possible, but there are no guarantees.
They're all prepared in case they do receive this virus, and overall, that's part of their calling in life. But the hard part, I believe, for them, and in speaking to them, has been if they do get this virus, it's bringing it home to those that we love.
We have a job to do. It's what we signed up to do.
Lieutenant Hubbard relies on his faith and knows he doesn't walk alone.
If there is times when we are struggling with our own faith or just struggling with fears of being contaminated or encountering someone and having to deal with an infected person, we know that we have those chaplains available to us to reach out, put our mind, put our souls at ease.
Well, this will be an odd Easter Sunday for the chaplain. That's because he won't be at church. He'll be at home like the rest of us. Scott?
That's so much change, and I know over your 30 years you've seen a lot of it, Glenn, but nothing like this. All right, thanks so much. Our Glenn Counts tonight reporting for us. Our sole focus on WSOC tonight is to keep you and your family safe from the virus. But the weather could be another safety threat over the weekend. So we want to bring in our chief meteorologist, Steve Udelson. He's live at his home to break down what's going to happen throughout the next few days. Steve?
Yes, Scott, the first of many changes going on tonight. I can actually see my breath because temperatures are down to the 40s. We touched 80 yesterday. As I said, the first of many changes heading our way. We've got some frost overnight tonight, a good bet for many neighborhoods, including the immediate Charlotte area. In fact, freeze warnings are in effect along the Highway 52 corridor. A beautiful day tomorrow. Of the 2 weekend days, tomorrow's the good one. Rain arrives Easter Sunday with the threat of thunderstorms Sunday night and maybe some damaging winds and even a quick spin-up tornado very late Sunday night, very early Monday morning. That rain's still 1,000 miles out. It's going to take a while before it gets here. And while the timing is pretty much etched in stone as far as the rain arriving on Easter morning, we are talking about the thunderstorm chances increasing overnight. We're talking well after midnight Sunday night. So when you go to bed Sunday night, make sure your phone is charged and you've got our weather app ready to go just in case there are warnings. The good news is Whatever rain we see is out of here very quickly on Monday. An inch or two of pollen washing rain wouldn't be such a bad thing, and then we'll cool it down. Temperatures below average. This time of year, we should be in the lower 70s. We're talking about 50s and 60s as we head through Tuesday through Friday of next week. So all in all, kind of a 50-50 weekend. If you have outdoor plans, Saturday's your day. Unfortunately, Easter Sunday looks pretty wet, Scott.
All right, Steve, I don't think you'll be out on that patio tomorrow morning.
More than likely, no. Kind of chilly.
Yeah. Well, Easter services will be virtual on Sunday. Tonight, a minister talked to me about how they're adjusting to that and his fight to push for a new testing center in West Charlotte.
With premium grass seed, long-lasting fertilizer, and rich soil enhancers all in one bag, Pennington Lawn Booster works harder so you don't have to. Pennington Lawn Booster. Quicker, thicker, greener grass, guaranteed.
According to the Howell family, Auntie Jen's friend and her son can live with them as long as they want. According to the census, it doesn't matter if you're related or not.
Shape your future. Start here. Complete the census at 2020census.gov.
Tell us what people will experience virtually on Easter Sunday.
Well, already churches were using a good bit of technology even before now with live streaming where people were traveling and unable to get to church. So they were using live streaming already. So some churches are live streaming the sermon itself with just a minister and his IT person. And
side effect was nausea. Nurtec. 1 migraine, 1 dose. Wonderful.
As a son of a firefighter, I was raised to always do good in my community. That's why we're now deferring your payments with 0% interest for 120 days or no interest for 6 months. Whether it's a repair or an installation, we're here to help you during these uncertain times.
Over time, those old open-top gutters fill up with leaves and other debris, and water damage from clogged gutters can cost you thousands in home repairs. So protect your home with one call to Ultimate Gutter Guard by Southern, providing homeowners a trusted partner for over 53 years. Get the leaf-free gutter system with 4 main components: a full 5-inch gutter, patented internal hangers, a curved hood, and oversized downspouts. Water flows through, leaves and debris don't. Now's a great time to call. It's our $89 installation sale. Get the Ultimate Gutter Guard installed for only $89, plus 100% financing, low monthly payments. Call during this program and receive a $25 restaurant gift card with your in-home estimate. From Charlotte throughout the Carolinas, call 1-800-704-8674.
If you need new furniture, Rooms To Go is here for you. You can shop online until our convenient showrooms reopen. We're here for you with beautiful furniture.
Many people will experience Easter services from their homes this weekend. Tonight, I spoke with Dr. Ricky Woods from First Baptist Church West about their plans for Sunday and their push for a new testing facility in West Charlotte. Tell us what people will experience virtually on Easter Sunday.
Well, already churches were using a good bit of technology even before now with live streaming where people were traveling and unable to get to church. So they were using live streaming already. So some churches are live streaming the sermon itself with just a minister and his IT person and maybe a member of the music department. And then other churches are videoing the service prior to the actual day. That's our practice. We videoed on Wednesday and Thursday with an IT person and a couple of people from our music staff. And those services will be on YouTube as well as the church's website.
What kind of feedback have you gotten from people about the fact that this is how their Easter Sunday is going to be?
Well, the initial response was disappointing because the church is a gathering place. But they also understand that we have to balance our civil liberties as well as our religious concerns with being a neighbor, and showing concern for our brothers and sisters. And social distancing now is what we need to do in order to get control of this virus. And so people are embracing what they need to do and adapting.
So as far as the virus itself, I know that you have been pushing to have a testing location in West Charlotte. Why are you pushing for that? And as I understand, there's close to something happening on that.
Well, one of the reasons I've been pushing for that is because very early on we've seen as the virus has grown that it's disproportionately affecting African Americans. African Americans currently in Mecklenburg County make up over 50% of all of the COVID virus cases and almost 70% from the last numbers I recall of the actual deaths. So I think it's vitally important that we try to find out what's going on, and specifically within the zip code of 28216.
Lastly, just a quick response, if you would. Do you think that our experience in all of this and this Easter Sunday, what will it do to people's faith moving forward?
Well, I think it will have a couple of impacts. For one, I think this time of being alone is causing people to reflect and think, be more contemplative about not just what's going on in the world, but what's been going on with them and the choices that they've made, and where they will now invest their time and how they will use their energy moving forward. And hopefully it'll be toward making and building the community a better place and not just being concerned solely about themselves as individuals.
It certainly has brought out the good in so many people, and hopefully will continue to do so. Dr. Woods, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And as he mentioned, Easter Sunday will look a lot different. Coming up tonight, a look at how a Charlotte church was able to bring people together virtually on this Good Friday. But first, our nightly shout out to small businesses still serving our community. Mark Taylor found one in Cramerton that's getting creative.
Well, typically this bar is filled with people here at District 8 Beer Company here in Cramerton, but obviously because of COVID-19, it's not. But they do have a workaround.
As we started doing deliveries once a week, and that's just keeping everybody at home if they can be, and it gives them still the opportunity to get all the beer that they would normally come in here to get. It's just been an absolute madhouse trying to completely pivot the whole business model. For our online orders, we're just very basically doing Facebook and Instagram messaging, or you can come in and still shop like normal if you just stay away from each other. It's funny, next Monday would be our 3-year anniversary. So this is an absolute game changer for what we were expecting to do. So we're just happy that people are still trying to support us.
And now this.
This is Nightline.
When it matters most. 11:35, 10:35 Central on ABC.
I've never been more proud to live here in the Carolinas.
Stories are pouring in of neighbors helping neighbors.
At Channel 9, we just want to say thank you.
We'll continue.
Okay.
For up to 75 months.
This wave is more than just a friendly hello. It's an expression of gratitude. A heartfelt thank you for raising my property value with your impeccable lawn. Sometimes the grass really is greener.
There's an Aaron's Icon XD with your name on it at Lowe's.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Times are changing, and so are we, with Window Nation's new online virtual quote and live video presentations right from the safety of your own home. You take a few outside photos of your home, and we'll provide you with an exact price, valid for 6 months, and pay nothing for 2 years, not even a down payment. Plus, you'll get 2 windows free for every 2 you buy. Go to windownation.com now and schedule your in-home estimate or live video presentation today. Open 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. daily. windownation.com.
Just when you thought you were done painting, you discover paint bleed under your tape. Not with Frog Tape. Frog Tape is the only painter's tape treated with patented paint block technology. Paint block
Good Friday is one of the most important days in the Christian faith, but this one was certainly different. Tonight, a look inside services today at Charlotte's St. Patrick's Cathedral. Good many churches are going to be streaming Easter services coming up this weekend. We have a full list along with links on our WSOC News app. Of course, we thank you for watching tonight. Nightline is coming up next. Our next newscast is tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. Hope you have a safe and wonderful weekend. We'll see you next time.